Imagine that you're hanging by a thread from a 2,000 feet high cliff. That's the situation. That's how critical it is. And we're gonna discuss it all today. So welcome back to Coffee Infused Crypto. Grab your cups of coffee. As usual, we're gonna go over the markets. We're gonna discuss the dollar index, the traditional markets, and Bitcoin, which is at a very critical point, and what to expect for the upcoming couple of days, the weekends, of course, and how to look at the market. So let's deep dive into the traditional markets. Let's start with the S&P 500 first, and we are witnessing a very beautiful run for the traditional markets, and that's like 4-hour chart, and as you see, 1 2 3 4 for the past 16 hours and the whole day. I mean, look at this massive candle today for the traditional markets. I mean, this is very bullish. So if we take this out of the way for a second, you can clearly see this parallel channel where the traditional market or S&P 500 is finding resistance at the center of the parallel channel, resistance at the top, support at the center, support at the bottom, and so on and forth. And now we're witnessing a massive green candle on the daily, and this parallel channel is between 4,202 and 4,074. So this is fueling the crypto market. This is pushing Bitcoin, and we're gonna discuss the Bitcoin dominance in few. So from the traditional markets, we go over the dollar index, and yeah, I still have the high trades from last video, so I'm gonna keep them here. And as you can see, weak performance for the dollar. Yesterday we had a green candle, a green bounce, failed to get back into our parallel channel, and today we're having this. Yeah, I mean, we tried the dollar, tried to push back today as well, and got rejected, and now is facing, as we discussed earlier, this white trend line, which is supported us here earlier, supported us here, and currently, if this fails, I mean, this is the last line of defense for the dollar above the 100 level area. And if you want to have a broader look at this trend line, just to understand, this is the trend line we're talking about. It goes way back from January 2017, 2020, and now after shooting all over it for the past year maybe, it's almost a year now, or even more. Now we are coming back. We came back here, retested, supported, got a boost up. Now it's showing weakness more and more. I mean, on the weekly, this is like 1 2 3 4 5 with this exception, okay, and then 6 7 red weeks with one green tiny shy little week. So this is a clear downtrend, and as you can see, this goes lower, markets goes higher, and this reflects Bitcoin. So before getting into Bitcoin dominance, and this is why we're seeing some of the altcoins. As you can see here, we have 5.5% on Ethereum, we have 3% on Polkadot. I mean, not a bad day for alts, general alts. I mean, yeah, ranging between 1 and 3%. And this, if we go down all the way to the Bitcoin pair, we can see some of the altcoins are in green against Bitcoin. So today, some of the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. For example, XTZ, Tezos, we have Aave that outperform Bitcoin, we have Link, Chainlink that outperform, Atom that outperform, Solana that outperform by 3%, and ETH by 3.4%. And why is that? It's all about the Bitcoin dominance. So I shared this with the community earlier, and I said the following. So let me move this up so that you can see. So this is very important. We discussed this chart earlier, but on the 4 hourly we were forming this, this triangle. So let me move this out of the way. So we were forming this triangle, as you can see, support around this area, and then move to the upside, resistance. So, and another resistance, we got rejected, came back down, supported around here, supported around here, supported around here, and no. Now after getting rejected around this area, so this is an ascending triangle. And if you want to know more about how to spot those, we have a video in TA. I'm gonna link it in the top right corner. I'm gonna link the whole technical analysis playlist so you can watch whatever you want. From those, we share how to draw lines, supports, resistances, wedges, parallel channels, triangles, and we're gonna add on to that playlist as we go forward. So as I said, after getting a good amount of supports around this trend line and resistances around this trend line, I shared this when we were around this candle here. So that's technically around 4 hours ago here. And we were entering into this. And I said, if this fails here to the downside, we're gonna witness some good relief weekend for the altcoins. What Bitcoin dominance means is whenever it's high enough, all the concentration of liquidity is in Bitcoin. As Bitcoin dominance starts losing some 1% in Bitcoin dominance, we start seeing like massive reliefs in some of the altcoins. The lower Bitcoin dominance go, the higher altcoins can move because the liquidity is shifting from Bitcoin into altcoins. So Bitcoin dominance going a little bit down, and Bitcoin, on the other hand, did perform actually good today, relatively good. So we have Bitcoin here on the 4 hourly time frame, and we were having this triangle. So on the 4 hourly time frame, this which resisted us here and supported us here, clear trend to the upside around this area and resistance to the downside around this area. Bitcoin did actually 4 hours, the past 4 hours, break it to the upside, came to our, if we just move this a little bit so that you can see what does this yellow thing is, this is the golden zone. So we're utilizing the top here with the bottom here. So we have the 1 and 0 here. So as we discussed earlier, with every move to the downside, we tend to sooner or later go back to our golden zone. So we came back here, actually, came down, then came back here for a second time, moved within our golden zone, tried to go to 0.786, fairly couldn't make it, came back down, and yeah, traded along these lines, and now we are at the 0.65 Fibonacci. So this is a make it or break it for Bitcoin. Why do I say so? Yes, we had a break from this triangle, and technical for this triangle is from the very top to approximately the bottom here. So we take this line, let's take it from here to here to have the straight line, pretty much more accurate. And yeah, that should take us all the way up, technically breaking this pattern to a $31,600. But this golden zone and the 0.786 currently, which is at $30,000, is the cliff that I was talking about earlier. So $30,000 is very important. Bitcoin is trying to breach that, but let's check the volume. So we have beautiful two candles, kind of relatively good two candles. So if you can notice, like we were having like spikes here, and then volume dying up, then spikes here, volume dying up, and now we had two candles, two relatively good candles on the volume. So we need volume to maintain the momentum so that we can breach this. If this fails again, like as we've seen here, then we are bound to going down again. So, but everything above the 30,000 is a brand new zone, brand new momentum, brand new phase for Bitcoin. So why am I saying so? Like, this is on the daily. let's go on the daily. Let's check what chart is this. This is our famous parallel channels, right? So if we remove this out of the way for a second and this, so if you notice this, I mean, yeah, I'm always happy with this channel. It's beautiful. We've discussed it more than once, so on more than one occasion. So we had here support. We had a nice support slash resistance around the bottom of it. We had support here. We had resistance all the way up here. We had resistance all the way up here, and we got supported recently here perfectly. Perfectly. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Again, the 26,000 red line here is the 200-week moving average. I keep it as a reference because that is our safety net. But now what's happening is we breached 29,157, which is this white line, which has been the base zone of this accumulation around here, which is very important, and the wick from here, the wick from here, and the wick from here. So this goes way back to 2021, and this is a very important resistance slash support. So we kinda this day we breached above it. So we're gonna wait for the closing of the day, see how tomorrow might come back down, retested, get supported. But what I'm telling you now is next time we get to the higher part of this parallel channel, we would be in a different zone for Bitcoin. So why? Because let's say we came back all the way up today, that would be at 33,275. That is over 30,000. That is over the 0.78 Fibonacci we were discussing earlier. So the next time we are in the upper side of this parallel channel, we will be facing a new beast. And that would be, let's turn our moving averages. Let's turn this one, and this one. And let's go to the weekly. What do we have at 33,000? We have our last standing moving average. So let's mark this one here, just like so. Let's color it orange so that we know this is the 100. So let's mark it in orange. And let's let's keep it at 1x. So technically this is the 100-week moving average, and this is the last standing moving average. So if we go back to the daily and let's turn off the moving averages so that we have a clear sign, if you notice, when we reach to the top of this parallel channel again, this would be our last final boss, which is the 100-week moving average, and then we would be trading over all 4 moving averages as we discussed earlier. And what do I mean by that? Let's go back to the weekly, turn on the moving averages, and zoom out a bit so that we have a clearer picture. This is the stars aligning. See this area here, this here, this run all the way up here. So that is white, blue, orange, and red. 20, 50, 100, 200 stars would be aligning. Currently we have white, blue, white, red, and orange. Trading above all 3, those will catch up. And if we cross this one here, then we would be trading above all 4, and that would be a matter of time until those catch up and start the proper formation that we need in order to have the, the push to the upside with the proper color formation. So all eyes on the make it or break it scenario currently. Bitcoin is on the shorter time frames breaking out. So even on, if we notice on the daily here, so this triangle on the daily, we broke out currently. So this was the resistance, this was the support, and this is a breakout. And again, technical level for this breakout would be, we move this to here, and technical breakout would take us to $32,000 above the center and very close to the top, which is again above $30,000. So let's keep a close eye on the Bitcoin, on the broader markets, on the dollar index. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna close the markets for the weekend on a green bullish sign for the markets. That would give Bitcoin some momentum to trade positively towards the upside slightly on the weekend. So I don't recommend you trading on the weekend, but observing, because a lot of manipulation could happen. So trading on the weekend is not recommended, but we have a higher potential of trading to the upside if for Bitcoin, with altcoins outperforming if this keeps on moving down. And if we lose this, apparently if we close this 4 hours, we might come back, retest again, we might go down to 47.76, which would be the support from this zone. So we want to keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance, on the Bitcoin, definitely on the traditional markets, and on the dollar index. How will they close now? How will they close this week? So yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting things for Bitcoin. I mean, we've talked about these stuff like earlier. We are on track. Remember this video. Remember when we said this is the track, this is where we're heading eventually. So, I mean, we've talked about this over a month and a half ago, or maybe 2 months ago. Like, we will take out those levels one by one, and this would be our target for this run, because that's what we usually do. We take out those levels one by one and we hit our golden zone. And if we want to flip those, and we said it before, if we want to flip those into the log scale fibs, that would be the 0.786. We would be hitting that. Again, flip this into the log scale, and this would be our target, which would be the same, $50,000. So these are the levels that we are gonna pass through and take in order to hit our target. So if we went back to the normal one, notice we were hovering over the 0.236, and that took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but 6 weeks. But we have claimed currently this level as a support. Like, look at this, broke to the upside, came back down, lost it, came back up, broke to the upside, and again now on this candle it is supporting us. So a beautiful wick here with a bullish candle, a hammer candle, which is a very bullish one, weekly candle. So that is a bullish candle. This is support, tested, retested, confirmed, claimed, and next would be our, yeah, of course we're gonna go through the 32,000, the 30, 32, but next on the Fibonacci scale would be the 0.382, which is the 36,000. Before that, we discussed we have the 33,590 or 600, the last moving average standing. So yeah, I mean, we're on track, guys. We just talked about all of those, and we're just now monitoring the road to our target, the 50,000. This curve, again, beautiful, beautiful. So wicked, supported around this curve, that support us beautifully. Again, this triangle formation here, about to bust it and go up. So on this chart, we are looking at the 0.5 at 32,000 for our next level of resistance or confluence. So keep an eye open. 30,000 will open us doors of new levels. We're gonna discuss them one by one as we proceed or move forward. The most important part currently is this level. So this tiny level on the 4 hourly, this is what we're looking at currently, this breakout pattern, and we want this to push to hit our middle of our parallel channel and clear this high, so that on the shorter time frame we would be taking out previous highs and starting to create higher high formation, and we already have started creating higher low formation. We need to take this high and then this high. Step by step, Bitcoin is pushing forward. We're still on track in our channels. So that is a breakdown, general breakdown on the market, Bitcoin specific. I mean, honorary, yeah, I mean, it's an honorary entry today is Ethereum did a pretty good job in breaking this level. So if you look at the daily, again, Ethereum, keep an eye on that. We had an inverse head and shoulder break to the upside. Of course, didn't hit the full target or technical target due to definitely Bitcoin and dominance. Then failed it, came back to this support, which acted as resistance. And now we just busted this, took out the green level and approaching our orange level. Will we be able to hit a higher high here? And that is around 21 to 2126, 2126. So first level to watch for Ethereum is definitely the $2,000 level, and if we want to retest this green would be 1,962. But the daily, beautiful performance for Ethereum, beautiful bullish green candle for Ethereum, 6% approximately on the day. So Bitcoin dominance goes slightly down. Those altcoins, Ethereum leading the way, will do amazingly good. So let's keep an eye on dominance, on how would the market closes, how would the market close for the weekend, the dollar index, and definitely Bitcoin will dictate how the broader market would move. Looking good so far. Our bullishness paid off. Good for you if you have been accumulating as we were speaking months ago. Good for you if you haven't listened to any FOD on social media, and good for you if you have enjoyed the transition of people flocking from banks and maybe, just maybe, adopting Bitcoin. So that's everything for today. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe for the weekend. Don't forget, don't leverage or don't avoid trading in the weekends. Gets messy. So stay safe, guys. Stay crypto, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.